Hachan, we were 5. This is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero. I'm sorry, All Might. I'm sorry, Mom. Izuku Midoriya sounds nothing like that. I don't know why everyone's doing that. Are we doing a Deku impression, or are we trying to sound like Dreaming Bull? Like, I don't get it. You sound like you're about to bus. I'm about to bus. I'm bussing. You sound like Morty finna blow, bro. Like, relax. But have no fear, little n***. I am going to teach you the correct way to do an Izuku Midoriya impression. Let's get straight into it. The mechanics of the Izuku Midoriya voice is really easy. So let's start with my normal speaking voice. I'm going to raise up the pitch just a little bit. Secondly, I'm gonna add the breathiness. And that's pretty much it. You just raise your pitch slightly and add a little bit more air to the words that you're saying. A lot of people actually get this very correct when they do the Izuku Midoriya voice. When you hear people doing the Dreamy Bull, Kachan, that's what you're doing. You're raising your pitch and you're adding a little bit of breath to your voice, which is perfect. So a lot of you are actually doing the Izuku Midoriya voice correctly. But as I mentioned in the Bakugo video, it's not about the voice. It's about the accent. We need to get into the mechanics of how the person is speaking the words that they're saying. Most times it's very simple to mimic a character's voice, the sound that they're making with their mouth or their throat. However, mimicking their speech patterns is an entirely different challenge to overcome, and this is what separates amateur impressionists from me. I'm not amateur. I have a YouTube channel. Who the fuck do you think you are? Hey man, I'm the one making the fucking you're watching my tutorial, okay? Fuck you. So let's keep this train rolling and get right into the accent.
A candy apple? From where? I couldn't find any.
Yeah, I didn't see that anyone was gonna be selling them, so I bought ingredients when I went out this morning.
So if we listen to a clip of Midoriya talking, we can see that at the start of his sentence, there's a lot of air and breath there. Then in the middle part, there's a bit more tone and the voice comes forward a little bit into the palate. You're kind of not speaking from the back of your throat in the middle of the sentence. That tone really comes forward, and he's almost speaking normally. You start out with the air, and then the tone comes forward in the middle of the statement, and then it's gonna drop off into that airy sound at the end. So let's play this part back really quick. Like when he says, yeah, when I went to the store, you'll see that when he says, yeah, there's a lot of breath coming forth at the start of that sound.
Yeah, I didn't see that anyone was gonna be selling them.
Yeah, I didn't see that. And then he goes straight into the tone. You can hear the tone come forward in his voice when he says, I didn't see. He's just basically speaking normally and projecting himself. And that's part one of the accent. So you want to start your sentences with the breath. In the middle, you bring forward that tone. And at the end, you soften it up and you come down. So it's a little, you know? It's kind of like when we were talking about Bakugo. Bakugo's is like a consistent curve down. You start off with high energy at the start of the sentence and you kind of trail off into the growl at the end. You damn nerd! Something like that. With Izuku, it's more like you start it soft and then you get a little bit of tone in your voice and then it drops off again. That's kind of the cadence that he speaks with, or sort of the rhythm of his voice when he's speaking. Now, for the part of the tutorial where I describe how Deku says certain words, I don't fucking know. I recommend that you watch clips of Deku speaking and try to mimic how he says specific words, and then you can sort of start to get a feel for how he pronounces things. For Bakugo, there's a lot more examples, but let's just get into the part where I tell you how to practice. The number one way to practice any voice impression is to play a short clip of the character speaking, listen to it, try to mimic it with your own voice, record that, listen to your own voice, and compare it to the original audio. See where you can make improvements, where it doesn't sound quite right, and really study the original audio and your own and pick out things to improve on, and then repeat the process. You want to do this over and over and over until your voice very closely matches that one short clip. We don't want to create a full vocal impression instantly. You want to build these things up with pieces. So for Deku, my bone structure and my foundation was him saying his own name from that popular clip of all the characters saying their names.
I'm Izuku Midoriya.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I started. I listened to that clip over and over, and I just kept repeating it. I'm Izuku Midoriya. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Maybe pick a a soundbite that doesn't require so much energy and breath from you. But I did the same thing for Bakugo too. Name's Katsuki Bakugo. So this is pretty much all you need to do to create a convincing vocal impression. Start with a short clip of your character saying anything and focus on that one line. Don't try to download a fucking whole voice impression instantly and be like, I want to be Lelouch Lamperouge now. Okay. Doing a voice impression is a skill, and like any other skill like baking or woodcrafting, you can't just do it because you want to do it. You have to build these skills progressively from some sort of starting point. So your starting point is one single phrase that the character of choice is saying. Keep it short. Don't pick out a whole monologue or paragraph, just one phrase like I'm Izuku Midoriya, and just focus on that. Once you've got that down, pick a second phrase that might be slightly longer or just the character saying something different in a different context. So like with Bakugo, a lot of people understand how to scream just like him, but they don't really understand how he talks when he's calm. And that's how you build different parts of your impression, put them together, and then you have a full-bodied vocal impression that you can just switch into anytime you like. I hope some of that information was helpful to you. It's hard for me to describe what I'm doing when I do these impressions because, like I said, it comes fairly natural to me, so it's hard to explain things that you do naturally. Like, how am I gonna tell you how to walk? Have you ever tried to describe how you walk to somebody? It's fucking impossible, dude. So I want to thank all of you for spending your time here watching this video. I almost forgot the disclaimer. If you don't have the vocal range to match the pitch of Izuku Midoriya, don't fucking do it. If your voice hurts at any time trying to do this impression, that's a sign your body is giving you that your voice box is being ripped apart by you. You're shredding your own voice box doing that, okay? It's fine. There's a lot of voices that I'd like to do that I can't because I have a specific vocal range, okay? I'm just a nigga. I'm just a nigga. You're just a nigga. We're all niggas, okay? And some niggas are built different than other niggas. Be grateful that you can even speak. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos, podcasts, tutorials, reactions. Omegle's coming back. A lot more fun stuff coming soon, so I don't often say this, but subscribe to the channel. Dude, we're almost at 200K. Isn't that fucking crazy? Oh my god. I'm like Dreamy Bull now. I'm about to boss. Thank you. That might be just what I need to boss. That might be just what I need to boss. Thank you guys so much. Next video, we'll be trying to do a Lelouch Lamperouge impression, which I'm pretty excited for. I'm pretty nervous because I've never tried it before. But until then, follow the stars. Deku backpack.